Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up our structural grid. Now this is going to introduce a couple of things. Essentially, since I don't know what project you guys are going to be working on yet, I am going to show you the procedure, and then I will provide you with an image that you can use to reference to know exactly how big the grid's going to be and how each one will be spaced. The nice thing about this is that it's going to basically, you won't just be parroting my moves. You'll have to learn how to do this while then referencing an existing building's information to actually reproduce it. So I actually like the idea. So what I've done is just click twice to create this bubble, and that will then, the next one that I create will be follow it in the same kind of order. So what I've done so far is I've put a grid 24 feet away. I mean, the other ways that you can create this, the next level would be to say I wanted to copy it. I would either hold down Control, and see that plus sign next to my cursor? That means that I've added another element. I basically copied it. And then I can see down below my cursor the dimensional string. So that would be 24 feet again. I could also choose to mirror it. So I could mirror this across that. So I could then say I wanted 2 more of these. Basically, I'm holding down the Control key. Unlike other programs where Shift is the adding another element to your selection set, in Revit they've chosen that to be Control, and Shift is actually to eliminate from your selection. No idea why that is, but there it is. Autodesk, thank you. Okay, so I've selected these 2 and say I want to add another 2, but exactly the same. I could then mirror them around this, and you see it adds. Now, one thing you might also notice is that it gave them in the same order. So this was the first one, which went over here, so it gave it the number 4, and then this one was the second one and gave that number 5. The only way to change that is I could make this 6, and then change, since I couldn't change this to 4 since there was a 4, I can now do it because there's now no 4, and then I would click that and hit that. So that's one way that you can do it. Okay, so that's just, alright, so we've created a 24-foot grid. You guys will do whatever is on the plans of the existing building that I will provide you the plan. And the next thing we need to do is put then our horizontal grid. So again, we'll go back to architecture, we'll grab the grid line, and we will pull that over from left to right. And essentially where I'm drawing this is roughly centered amongst these elevation marks. These are essentially the elevation marks that will shoot you to either the elevation or at least denote where it's being drawn from. So that is essentially kind of centered in our project at the moment. You can move these to get them kind of out of the way if they get in the way. Just make sure you grab everything and move them. Alright, so I am going to want, for your drawings, you to have the bubble on top and the bubble on the left side. So I am going to click here, and that essentially draws a bubble on this side, and I'm going to unclick here and it takes it away. Now one thing you'll note is that there's a 6 because this is the next bubble. Well, I don't really want it to be 6. The way it works for the architectural drawings is you have one will be a numerical column grid, and the other will be a alpha grid, so it'll be letters. So you just put an A in that one, and it will recognize that that is now your alphas. And we'll just make this, I'll make it 20 feet. You see that blue line that's created there? That blue line means that I am also aligned left to right. So if I move this over here, it's not, the blue line vanishes. So once I move it and it locks kind of in that, and that's good. I want them to be locked, because what happens is that if, say, the building or some dimensional string or some, site thing gets kind of crowded over top of this, and I want to move them all over to the left, as long as they are aligned, it'll kind of automatically lock them. See this lock right here? That's a lock. Literally locking them together so they move together. So I can move this left or right and they all move. Let's see if this is the same. It looks like I did create those kind of all aligned. So again, I can move them all together. All right, so we're gonna have that, and let's just throw one more dimension. Okay, so let's just pretend that that's my grid. Looks great. Over here, it looks like I might be a little long, so I'm gonna bring those all in. They all come together, fantastic. That is how you create your grid. All right.